La Biblioteca de Alexandria guarda milions de llibres, però també inclou museus, un planetari, és un gran centre del saber. A què ha d'aspirar un espai així? En quins aspectes ha decidit fonamentar aquest gran projecte?
Well, the major project is to revive the spirit of the ancient library. Therefore, it is very much a place for the production and dissemination of knowledge, as well as a space of freedom for dialogue between peoples and cultures from all over the world.
A l'antiguitat el saber no estava a l'abast de tothom. Actualment les noves tecnologies sí que faciliten l'accés al coneixement, però el volum d'informació és molt gran i la informació també circula molt ràpidament. Quines conseqüències té això? Tenim més dades però menys capacitat de pensament i de sentit crític?
Well, we have less capacity to master the huge amounts of information that are available because there's just so much of it. But generally speaking, data when organized becomes information, when explained it becomes knowledge. But what we really need is more than knowledge. We need wisdom. And wisdom requires that we be able to learn from the social sciences as well as the natural sciences and the humanities and the values and the ethics of philosophies and religion.
Vostè ha treballat durant molts anys en l'àmbit del desenvolupament, sobretot des del Banc Mundial. Quin rol creu que ha de jugar la cultura en la construcció de la societat del futur?
There can be no society that does not have a culture. Culture is the product of the interactions of all the people of a society together. They create the constructs, the myth, and the social fabric that constitutes a society. And it is linked to the past as well as to the future. And thus, cultural continuity and cultural authenticity, I think, are central pillars of development.
En alguna ocasió ha dit que la llibertat d'expressió és la base per a la innovació i per al progrés, però aquesta està constantment amenaçada. Com podem educar en el respecte a la diferència d'opinions, de pensaments?
By and large, we have come a long way. The world used to be much more intolerant in the past. People who even read books that the powers that be disagreed with could be burnt at the stake in medieval times in Europe. So we have made a lot of progress, but it's not perfect. And by definition, all new ideas meet with resistance. And over time, it is the interplay of different ideas that will decide which ones are the ones that last and that contribute to progress and which ones are the ones that fall by the wayside.
Això és aplicable també en el diàleg entre Islam i Occident. Com podem fomentar l'empatia i el coneixement mutu?
The openness to the other is an essential part of acceptance of cultural diversity and diversity of opinion. We have learned in our societies to increasingly tolerate diversity, tolerate differences in the way people dress, in the way people speak, in the way people behave. And now we need to go one step further, which is to try to understand why they speak and dress and behave in different fashions. And when you learn more about the other, you tend usually to appreciate them or at least understand them better, even if you don't necessarily agree with them. The wisdom of the great philosophers of Islam in the medieval period was when they wrote, they would always end with the sentence, "and I still may be wrong." That humility, that's what we need to reinstate in the dialogue between societies and between cultural groups and between affinities which relate to religions.
Per últim, també li volia preguntar per la situació a Egipte. Les manifestacions continuen, hi ha periodistes empresonats, s'han pronunciat moltes sentències a mort. Com creu que en general els canvis esdevinguts en els últims 3 anys i mig han canviat a la societat?
In Egypt we have seen a marvelous display of people power. I'm hopeful that this transition period will settle down There is an overwhelming support that was given to the new president in 23.5 million votes. Personally, think that the decisions on the journalists were very inappropriate. If journalists are involved in activities that as a country and the government you disagree with, well, you can simply ask them to leave. On the death sentences, I think these very unusual sentences, they're being reviewed. The Egyptian judicial system has multiple layers, so I suspect that other judicial layers are going to change that. It is regretful that these things have happened, but in the ferment of revolution, these are unusual times and passions are high, and one hopes that the judiciary should be above such passions.
Moltíssimes gràcies pel seu temps.
Thank you.